extra step with him, because I'm like, you got a lot of issues going on with you that you need to figure it out before you be with anybody, you know? And I'm like, but that's one of the top things that I don't like about you that I know could be fixed. You know, there's some things that you can't do, but that is in your control, like that therapy and talking about, you know, issues and stuff. But hopefully he get it together. If not, he'll remain in the friend zone. Yeah. But all right, so let's move on to the fifth and final topic, which is a quote that I think we all should have heard before, even though we're not in that situation, which is happy wife, happy life. And that's more of like making sure another unrealistic pressure on men. You know, you gotta make that woman happy, because if she's not happy, the whole home is coming down, which kind of makes sense a little bit, you know.
But who had said that though? Because I feel like that came from a man. We ain't said that. Some man said you got to make one happy in order for your life to be happy. I feel like that came from a guy.
I definitely agree. I feel like it came from a guy too, but it came from a guy from experiences.
So yeah, so like now you got to kind of, everybody got to kind of backpedal now, because y'all the one started that. I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying y'all the one started that. Now we got to figure out how we make the guy's happiness a priority as well. But I'm gonna let whoever talk before I say my little piece.
Yeah, so the theme, happy wife, happy life. Are women making their husbands a priority? Like, are wives making their husbands happy? And not just some sexual stuff, but like, do your husband pull up after work and is he ready to go in the house? Like, is he ready to, or is he like, here we go again, like another day, you know? Like, is that, like, are women making men a priority?
I would hope that women would make their men a priority, or I want to say add on to happiness, because I think recently, I've become a...
What?
What happened, Cortney? Wait a minute, you kind of went out.
Yeah, you froze. Say that again.
My internet connection is unstable.
I hate
just like my relationships.
Really?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was basically saying, recently I've been, I won't say soul searching, but I've been thinking that I think a person should be in charge of their own happiness. Mm-hmm. I don't think it should be someone else's job to make you happy. I think you have to be in charge of your own happiness. I think other people can contribute to your happiness. Mm-hmm. Mainly because, you know, there's a lot of mental illnesses. I don't want to say it like that, but there's a lot of mental illnesses. There's someone that could be doing everything they can to do whatever they can to try to make someone happy. But, you know, if you are battling depression, it's just not going to work. You know what I mean? So I think you have to you're in charge of your own happiness. I think I would hope that women would want to contribute to adding on to that happiness, or make it a priority to make a man happy, because I mean, both parties, for a relationship to work, both parties need to be satisfied and happy. Like, that's the only way it's going to work. But you don't hear a lot about women making men happy. I'm thinking as I'm talking. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm going out of
comment in too. She said no, females don't make their happiness a priority. And I mean, like you said, Cortney, I want to believe that you will want to make your mate happy, or, you know, I shouldn't say make them happy, because like you said, you create your own happiness, but you should make them feel, I feel like the happiness includes them. You know, they want to be around you. Like, they're happy with you being their wife or their girlfriend. You know, they're you know, it's a pleasant feeling having you around, all of those good things. But, you know, like, while I'm thinking about it, I don't really think I don't hear about a lot of females putting too much, like, oh, you know, what can I do to make him happy, you know, quote unquote.
Right. I don't hear it a lot, but like, I forgot who said it earlier, but it's the same thing. Like Valentine's Day, it's catered to women. Stuff like that is catered to women. So maybe that's why people do it. But yeah, I now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't hear about that being a priority to people or to women. I wish it was.
Women do need to step it up. We need to step. Well, not me, because I does my thug dizzle. You know, I
does my thug dizzle.
I don't have no complaints. But women, y'all need to step it up, because I be seeing these men complain even for Father's Day. Like, they get so upset because there's not no, like, my cousin Jay.
There's
Jay
more to
Davis,
life than socks and t-shirts.
Yeah, he was like, why is it Father's Day celebrated like how, like, why is there, the world doesn't stop for men like how it does for women, you know? And then a lot of fathers get very upset, because I see it. I've had my Facebook page for about 16 years now, the same Facebook page. A lot of men get very upset when women be like, I'm celebrating Father's Day because I'm the mama and the daddy. You know, they get upset about, you know.
I hate that.
Yeah, men hate that. So men hate that, you know. But what else? Like, men, because of like 2020, I've been seeing a lot of men on social media that's like wanting love and wanting to be a priority and wanting attention and you know,
yeah,
they're crying out for help. Like they want it.
Now, and when it comes to that quote specifically, I think this is just my take on it. When it's like happy wife, happy life, I'm not saying I don't agree. I agree that both people need to be happy, you know, but I feel like it was that way because I feel like a lot rides on if the woman is happy in the relationship. Like, you know, if she's not happy, if she's not happy, then there's not going to be any affection, romantic, anything like that there, as far as it is with her and the man. If she's not happy, things she may not carry on the things in the household like it's supposed to be because she's just not happy. The kids ain't getting what they need. The husband not getting what he needs.
Well, so I think the kids gonna always they gonna always be taken care of. Like even when it comes down to like fixing food or something, she be like, "Oh, my baby's gonna eat." Now I don't know about you.
As a unit, not necessarily just like taking care of the kids as far as like them eating and having food and having clothes. I'm just talking about if it's a bad vibe or it's a bad
they can feel it. They can feel the energy.
Yeah, and then it's just like, you know, it's almost like the woman is gonna be pulling the kids one way and the guys, the male is trying to pull them the other way. So I feel like that saying is because if she's not happy, it can create a lot of chaos and a lot of strain on the relationship if she's not. I'm not saying that it's right, but I think that's where it probably stemmed from, because I feel like the woman, she takes care of the household and she makes sure she's doing those things, making sure that, you know, he's doing what he needs to do and he's taking care of him and all that other good stuff. So I feel like when that quote is said, it's just because, in my opinion, it's almost like it's a lot riding on if the female is happy or not. But again, like I said, both parties deserve to be happy in a relationship. And if you ain't, I mean, like Cortney said, you're responsible for your own happiness. I don't think you should depend on that from somebody else. But at the same time, like you're in a relationship with somebody, like why wouldn't you want to? I feel like if you're giving yourself 100% and they're giving themselves 100%, like y'all should be making each other happy. I don't understand.
Should be. I like for me, Quentin asked a great question. He says, besides a man's birthday or Christmas, when do women gift men? When have y'all gifted a guy other than those two holidays?
I've done Valentine's Day. I've done Valentine's Day, Christmas, his birthday. I mean,
I like random. I like
Thanksgiving it like.
Yeah, we was talking at the same time, Courtney.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I like doing things random. I don't like being like just the birthday person or just the Valentine's person. Like, I just like to randomly do that. And I feel like I'm that way if I'm like even conversing with somebody. Like, we don't even have to be quote unquote in a relationship for me to like do something nice for them, just random, like just because I know it's like cliche, like just because it's Wednesday or just because I know you got something important coming up, or I just wanted to alleviate the stress that you may have because I know you had this, you know, coming up, you know, and I just want to do something to take the stress away. Like, I feel like I do that with relationships in my life, like not just romantic ones, but even like with my siblings, like with my sister. Like I know my sister likes purses, and I know she like bags and perfumes and stuff. Like if I'm out when, just, out and about, like if I see something she'll like, I'll grab it and bring it back home and like, oh girl, I got you this, or I got you that. And I feel like it should be that way. And I feel like I mean, besides a guy's birthday or Valentine's or whatever holiday you're supposed to give somebody, me personally, I like to do that outside of just.
I thought he was talking about specifically holidays.
Huh?
I thought he was talking about specifically holidays.
No, he just said besides birthdays and Christmas, when do you women gift men? Like besides that,
I was thinking like that pertained to like what other holiday? Never mind.
Oh yeah, no, not with other holidays. Just like when, period. Like
just period. Yeah. Like, do you do spontaneous stuff? Like,
yeah,
like
pop them up. You know how they have guys have flowers delivered to your job or have whatever. Like, when do you ever gift or do something like that for your guy, or like that?
I've done. I've like what Whitney was saying about her sister and stuff. Like, I've done spontaneous gifts to guys, like me talking on the phone or whatever. He's like, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm about to go to bed early, blah blah blah, or whatever." So I would cash out money. I'd be like, "Well, I'm not in your presence to like cook you something to eat, but on your way to work tomorrow, this is for breakfast." So I put in like the title for breakfast. Like, I do like little stuff like that. And then you also find out
right there, boy.
You find out like little things that they like, to make it easier, like I went shopping one time for a guy, like because his mom usually does it because he has like 2 jobs, and so his mom couldn't do it because she was like out of town, and like just over the phone, like we was just talking. So I knew when I went to go do my shopping, like I went to go pick up personal stuff for him too, like the paper plates, the paper towels, the soap, stuff like that. And so when I got there, he was like, "Damn, thanks," like I was like, "No problem."
Yeah. And I think somebody had mentioned earlier about like, it's but so many shirts or socks or whatever. But I had a guy tell me, like, if you're gonna buy me something random, like buy me a lot of t-shirts, because I go through t-shirts and boxes and like buy me all of that. If you ever thinking about something random to buy, like get that. So I guess it kind of goes back to like knowing like what they would like, and knowing what they need. You could just random. You don't have to. I think it's like you don't have to wait to get them things. Like if they tell you like they like something, want something, you don't have to wait and say, "Okay, I'm gonna get that for him for his birthday," or "I'm gonna get that for him for Christmas."
I got you now, but I mean, I've done stuff like that, but if I'm being honest, it just didn't register in my mind as gift. It's just more like, which I mean, it sounds stupid because I mean, I got you something that's a gift, but I mean, it just didn't register in my mind. It's just maybe it's because my relationship at the time had been so long. It was just kind of like, this is what I'm supposed to do anyway. You know what I mean? Like, so like if I got him something because I'm like, oh, he needs this, I'll just pick it up. But it didn't register in my mind as like, this is a gift. It's like he needed it, so I got it.
And you probably not even thinking about it that's the way that it should be. You shouldn't be thinking, okay, this is March. What am I going to get him for March? Or it's April. What am I going to? It should be like that. It's like, okay, I'm just out, and I thought,
I love it. Every month is a holiday. I love it. Yeah. Listen, when I get like a real house and a family, I already told guys, I'm like, listen, we get yard of the month every holiday. Like, I'm telling you, like, I love doing stuff like that.
That's something I never experienced, like spontaneous stuff like that. Never. I want to see what that be like. I never experienced that.
I don't know. It's different. Like, I don't know.
Maybe
it just shows me you thinking about me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the big thing.
That's the
about
beauty of it. That is the beauty.
Like, wow, you thought about me. I said casually that I needed some more draws, and you went
right.
And got me. Like, I wasn't even. I was saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying as an example. You know, some people be like, they putting it on the list. They're on FaceTime with their girl, and they're like, oh, I gotta go to the store. I gotta get some more drawers. And be like, well, I got you some drawers. You ain't gotta go to the store.
Listen, when you talk about underwear and stuff, the guy that I was dealing with, like, he lost a lot of weight. And so, like, this is like in the course of me, like, because like Cortney and Kesta know, like, they know I get stuff for the guys that I deal with. And so but my thing is like, limits, like, how much am I supposed to spend? Like, if I only know this person this amount of time, like, I just don't want to go over, because I don't never want to appear to be like a sugar mama or whatever. And so, like, that's one of my fears. Like, I fear being a sugar mama,
Yeah, that's true. That's
you're a sugar mama, Cortney. What you like?
No, I'm talking to Kesta.
No, Ashley was saying about she don't know how much to spend and stuff. Like she ain't nobody sugar mama stuff. So y'all know me, $5.
Yeah,
that's I was like, okay.
Okay. And so I saw him like, because he had his own place and stuff. So when I was over there, like I saw that as a woman, I guess like as a woman and like mommy type thing. In my head, I was like, oh, he needs some new shirts because they was just like too baggy on him and stuff. And so I just like part of his birthday gift, I started, but was buying him gifts and stuff, like adding up. I just went and got him like new shirts, new socks, new belt, like just stuff that I was like, oh no, you can't be walking around with me with this big ass stuff on. Like
maybe I consider like certain stuff as gifts because I don't know because I mean with
because you're thinking that's not no gift,
right? Yeah.
Maybe I'm honestly like thinking because I'm like I did that all the time when I was in a relationship where I'm picking up stuff because he needs it, or I'm like like Ashley, I don't like that fucking shirt, so let me get him another goddamn shirt. You know what I mean? But I never it didn't register like gift. I'm thinking like I gotta buy him like a game console. That's a gift. You know what I mean? Like
that's like a low level, like the whole shirts and socks and boxes and stuff kind of like low level, but actually like putting thought into a gift, like those are more the things, and I feel like I'm kind of like Ashley. Sometimes I kind of have to scale back because I get so excited like doing stuff like that. It's just like you buy one thing, you're like, oh, I can get him this or I can get him that. And then like, before you know it, buying this thing, it's like, okay, wait a minute, let me calm down. Okay, one gift at a time. Let me just buy
listen.
After a while, it becomes an expectancy. And that's
I still got a Christmas gift over here right now that I had for a guy. And it was just, I even touched that bag since I sat it down. Like, and y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Spartanburg. Like, he better not ever let me catch him at Walmart because I'm tearing the back of them ankles up with my car.
The ankles?
Why didn't you give him a gift?
Girl, he was an agent. He was an agent. He was living a double life.
Oh, okay.
So, he couldn't come back my way because one of my terms was, let me see the ring that you claimed was like your best friend that you melted down into a ring, a dog tag. Like I was like, and then it just didn't add up. Like it was so many like red flags, and I was like, well, just give me your address. I'll come see you. Oh no, you're a woman. I don't want you on the road driving that far. I'm like, bro, I got full coverage. Like if I break down on the side of the road, I got roadside assistance. Yeah, but I'm the man. I'm the man. I don't want you driving 3 hours, 2 hours. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's going on? Like, and so I was just like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. So, and then, so he was acting like his car was in the, he had to turn his car into the shop and he wasn't getting it back until Tuesday. But I'm like, well, get a rental car. You spend like you brag to me about you don't do regular hotels. You always get like penthouse stuff and, because you make a lot of money or whatever. Which I didn't care to talk about money, but I'm like, so now all of a sudden your car's in the shop. You don't want to get a $200 rental car, and you want to be with me, like I'm confused, like it's not making sense. So yeah, so that's what it was. So basically, he could not come around me because I'm not one of those women that's like pressed for a man. Even though he was hitting like he was checking off certain things.
Yeah.
And then I had red flags in the beginning and I brought it to these two women over here, but they was like, especially Kesta, oh, you got to give him a chance.
We only talked about that one thing though.
It was two, because it was his teeth that I didn't like and that freaking ring.
I did try to say something about the ring. You're right. But those are the only two things that we talked about. Everything else I was agreeing with you with. But you gotta get past people's teeth sometimes. It wasn't, and you grew to be okay with it though. You can't lie about that.
I did because everything else was like checking off, and like he was super different. Like he was like too good to be true. Too good to be true. Like it was just too good, But yeah, Whitney, he was supposed to come, like he came down for Thanksgiving or whatever, and then just think
you should, in addition to like these things we're talking about, doing, the random things and gifting, like if somebody is showing you that they're doing all of these things, I feel like you need to reciprocate. Like, I don't want you to just, I don't want you to just do it just because like, oh, you bought me a gift, now I got to buy you a gift. But, if you see somebody being thoughtful and doing things for you, like you should want to like, oh, dang, this person thought about me. Like, let me do something to like show my appreciation or whatever case may be. Like, don't just think like, oh, okay, thank you. And then they buy you something else or they do something else for you. Oh, okay, thank you.
I talked to somebody like that one time. I'll never do that again. Like,
I hate that. Like, no, you want to show me you appreciate that I went out of my way, because that's what happens. Like you sometimes people go out of their way to do things. Like, they don't necessarily have to do whatever they did to make your life easier and make it less stressful, but they thought enough of you to do that. So I think you should give them more than like, oh, thank you. Like, I mean, if you're gonna do, a little thank you card or something, something.
Yeah,
but that's what stems all the way back to happy wife, happy life, what you just said. It stems where you just walk right back into that a lot of times, because a lot of times we have to do so much to make the woman happy and we don't get that reciprocated, so we're not happy. Well, we're moderately happy.
Okay, I
good enough. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just saying for that, not the whole thing, but I'm just saying for that one, the one subject we're talking about, it should be reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? It should be reciprocated.
You also got to know your mate's love.
I feel like
definitely. It takes time. Yeah.
I feel like if a guy is, let's say whining and dining his girlfriend, his wife, or whatever, I feel like the woman is gonna like show that. Like, it ain't gonna be like she's just getting these things and she's not doing anything, or like, showing him that.
You got some experience, Daniel? True story?
I respectfully disagree with that.
Tell us more.
A lot of times it's just never enough. You know what I'm saying? Just like Sugar Knox just said, like, there's a lot of selfish lovers. I think I talked to Ashley about this last week. A lot of times we're so worried about how we want to be loved that we don't pay attention and take our time to learn how to love our partner correctly. Like what Cortney said, learn how to love with their love language, because this is what I want. This is what I deserve. I literally got a text message a couple years ago, and this girl was like, I know how I want to be loved. I know how I should be loved, and I'm not gonna receive nothing less of it. In all caps. And I'm like, well, dang, like, for one, like, what can I do so we can make this work? But at the same time, like, what about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you care how I'm expressing myself? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we just don't do that. It's about us in the relationship. It's about, I've been hurt, so this is what I will and won't take. That's fine. Have that. But at the same time, you need to push that energy towards what can I do for you, babe? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I love you? Okay, so you like eggs and scrambled in the morning. That's a love language. Somebody like their breakfast a certain way. Okay, you ain't got to do that. Let me do
soft scramble. Thank you.
But you get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to be loved like how they want their food cooked. I want my food a certain way. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know your worth as women and men, but at the same time, what energy are you putting to make sure your partner is being loved how he or she wants to be loved? That's where the disconnect is.
See, this is why y'all will keep seeing Daniel up here. Like, I don't know where the fuck he come from. I don't know, but
he's good, right?
Amazing. Yeah. He's amazing.
I came from hurt. That's what I came from. Stop.
Well, look, and then, but that's realistic though, because we're showing like we all come from some type of hurt, and like yours is more easygoing. You're more like this. Mine is like, oh hell no, I don't think so. Like, I'm like the cheer, UGLY, you ugly, Like, I'm just, I don't know, but I'm learning, I'm taking time out for myself, before I jump into something, because I don't want to take the baggage or the damaged stuff and, be like, well, this guy, but I totally agree. So I just want to clarify, when that text message that she sent about, I know this is how I want to be loved. Are you saying there's nothing wrong with that? It's just that also there needs to be some compromising. Like, say
Not
how you want to be loved, but also
see.
listen to how I want to be loved as well. Okay.
And that's where the problem was. Not once did she, like, I had the conversation with her. Like, okay, express to me the things that you want to get out of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, express to me how you want to be loved, so I can take note, so I can learn, so I can apply the cheat sheet that you're giving me with the way that you are. You know what I'm saying? So I can work and put the effort in to make you happy. Not once was that question in that same conversation even reciprocated. Like, and you know how people be like, how was your day? Oh, my day was good. How was yours? It wasn't even like that. Like, oh, well, babe, I just expressed to you how I want to be loved. How do you want to be loved? You know what I'm saying? So and it's not that I necessarily need that, but it's just refreshing. It's a breath of fresh air for somebody to be like, okay, this is what I want. Now, what do you want? So we can put this together and work on this together in the future. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's more so like that. And that's what I feel like. And that's what I was going to say. I feel like that's where that quote comes from, because a lot of times it's, and this is not all women at all, please don't crucify me, but a lot of times this is what I want to get out of the relationship. This is what I want. This is what I need. I need the stability. I need the communication. I need the reassurance. I need this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? But it's more, I'm trying to find out, like, what can you do for me too? Because there's another quote, you know, you make a girl, if you do all the right things for a girlfriend, you make her happy, there's nothing she wouldn't do for you. I believe that. But in some circumstances, it's just not reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the man is just there doing what he thinks he needs to do as a husband, as a boyfriend, per society. You know what I'm saying? And we're not getting that in return.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, because Sugar Knox mentioned this earlier, and I know how we feel about cheating. So being with everything that you just said, and we all kind of agree, like, you know, women kind of need to step it up a little bit instead of being selfish lovers. Do you think when a woman isn't reciprocating that type of energy, no, it's never okay for a guy to step out and cheat, but do you feel like that is like a extra push for him to be like, how they can end up having work wives, you know, because they're emotionally not satisfied at home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I feel like that's the thing is, and it's never, disclaimer before I say what I'm about to say, it's never your fault, because I don't feel like a man should cheat anyway. Just leave. You know what I'm saying? So I would never say it's your fault, but I will say, you know, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes men and women, even not just men, when they see something they're not getting in a relationship being offered somewhere else, it makes it more attractive. It opens, like Sugar just said, it opens a door. So now I'm intrigued because I'm not getting what I need from my actual man, but this man is pursuing me. You know what I'm saying? Which is nothing wrong to me. It's nothing wrong to pursue a woman, because you don't know if she's in a relationship or not. So if you see a woman you like, and then, you know, you're trying to give her everything, it's going to be something that catches her eye, catches her ear. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh man, like, he's not, you know, Bae's not giving me this. So let me kind of tip my toe in this pool real quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the ocean, but the pool at the resort is real nice. So let me go tip my toe in there, because it's heated. The ocean ain't heated, it's cold. It's not giving me the warmth I need. You get what I'm saying?
So I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's gonna catch a fungus, a bacteria, but
but a lot of times that's what it makes it easier for, you know, a man or a woman to cheat when they're not getting what they want at home or need or feel like they need at home. And a lot of times it's just simple conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Simple communication. You know what I'm saying? But that's what happens. That's the stigma. You know, I hate to say it, but it's not enough for me. You know, if I'm unhappy to the point where I'm looking elsewhere or something else catches my eye, I'm going to break up with you. I say to every girl I ever talk to, if I'm not doing something correctly to keep your attention, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep my heart in this when I can be giving all this good loving to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So like, it just, it makes it easier. And it does make it easier to step out, excuse me.
Somebody had a good comment thing in the, hold on, I had to throw my phone to the charger. One guy said a relationship is knowing each other's love language and happily serving each other. Oh, hold on, my computer went out. Happily serving each other accordingly, meaning not ever thinking about yourself, but always the other person's happiness will come with consistent serving. And I kind of agree with that, because sir. if you, what'd you say?
I was just saying he's preaching. I was agreeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I feel like if you are focusing on your partner and what they need, and they are focusing on you and what you need, it's like it's almost like you're not even thinking about what you need, because you're constantly receiving it. You're just thinking, okay, like, what do I have to do? Or what does, I should say, what do I have to do? Like, what does my partner need? You know, that's, I mean, you have a partner for a reason. Like, you decided to be with somebody for a reason, because if you didn't want them in your life for a reason, like, you would just be single. So right. I agree with that. If you are with somebody, like, you should have them, thinking about, what ways that do they want to be loved. And I think that's important for anybody in a relationship to know, how do you receive love and how do you show love? And it's important for that other person to know that as well, because people can receive and show love in different ways. They can want to receive love in the form of gifts or affection or whatever the case may be, but maybe their love language, as far as with them giving, is by doing acts of service, or is by doing those random things, or taking your car and filling it up, or doing something to alleviate you from stress. So it's important for you to know how that person receives love and how they show love, because it can be totally different, because you're thinking, oh, this person didn't do what I wanted them to do to signal to me that, they was thinking of me. But it's just like, you missed it, because they already showed you the kind of way, like, that person, he just went and got your car service. You've been complaining about your brakes, or you've been complaining about your tires, and you got that fixed, but then you complain because he didn't take you on a date this month. But that was his way of showing you that his thoughtfulness and that he cared, by taking, like, alleviating that stress from off of you. That was his way of showing you that he loved you, or showing you that he cared. And you was thinking one way, like, dang, I want to go to a nice restaurant, or I want to go this place. But it's like, that's what he was doing to show you that care. So
here's my question for that, though. Here's my question for that is, why? Let me see how to ask this. It's the same thing, though. Like, why do I have to accept the way that you give love, but you want me to give you the love that you want?
You don't.
You get what I'm saying? Like, why do I have to accept the way that you're giving me love if you're not paying attention to how I want to be loved, but you want to be loved a certain way? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a double entendre to me, almost, because if we're paying attention to how somebody gives love, that means technically, if that's not the way I receive love, I'm settling. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now I'm settling with how you give love, but you still want me to give you the love that you want. So I still feel like you're not paying attention to how I want to be loved. I get it. I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. But a lot of times, I'll give this example. This is same principle, different situation. I saw a video on Instagram where a girl wanted a Honda, but her husband got her a McLaren, and she got mad. A McLaren is a really, really, really nice, like $300,000 to almost $1 million car. She just wanted a 2019 Honda for $20,000. He got her a McLaren, and she got mad. You know what I'm saying? Her love language might not be the finer things in life. That's not what I asked for. I just need to get from point A to point B. Why are you spending $1 million on a car I don't want? You get what I'm saying? So now you're not paying attention to me. You're paying attention to what you think I would like. That's not learning me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I want you to understand. Like, I might want you to physically touch me. I don't need gifts. My 3 love languages are physical touch, quality time, and words of affirmation. Okay.
Oh, words of affirmation is so important. That's one of mine too.
I need my spouse to understand that I don't need gifts from you. I get it. I understand that you want to get me gifts. I will always accept them and be grateful for them. Mm-hmm. But if you are getting me gifts, but I can't touch you, or you're not telling me, like, I just want to let you know that I love you today. You're a great man. You're going to do great. I was just thinking about you. You're on my mind. If I'm not getting that, I don't want that. And I'm going to check out. You get what I'm saying? Learn me just like you want me to learn you. That's the only difference that I have with what you said. I totally I'll still accept it. But I still feel like you're not you, but I still feel like that person is not taking the time to, like, okay, he likes quality time, so I'm gonna spend time with him. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, instead of saying, I don't think it's necessarily anything wrong with that. My thing when I say it's important for you to know how that person receives and shows love, my thing is, like, let's say, you know, your thing is words of affirmation. Like, I know that that's one of your love languages and I'm going to give that to you. But I think the other part of knowing how that person, how they personally show love, I think in that sense, you can be appreciative of it. Like, I know, like my love language is words of affirmation. I'm going to give that to you. Like, I'm going to come home. I'm going to ask you about your day. I'm going to let you know that I'm proud of you. When you accomplish something, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But if I know that I'm the type of person that likes to gift things, I'm going to do that, but still learn how to appreciate that that's a way that person is showing that they care, showing that they love. That's not saying that has to be the primary and that it's either that way how they show love or no way, but it's just like, just be aware that that's the way that they're showing love to you. Yeah, they're gonna meet you where you are and do the things to satisfy you and your level of love and care and all those things. But at the same time, learn how to appreciate, I feel like, learn how to appreciate how that person, how they show love. Because it could be different, totally agree. You know?
I totally agree with you.
So that's my thing is saying that, like, definitely love the person in their love language, but also show appreciation and know when that person personally is doing something because they care or doing something because they thought of you. My way of thinking about you might not be that other person. So it's important for you to recognize those things so you can appreciate them. Not saying that it has to be your way, no way, but you know, I love, like, I'm you know, people that are not materialistic, you know, I'm not materialistic, you know, but the other person may be the type of person that like to give grand gifts. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get, you know, now I can get you just a nice watch, you know, that you like, nothing fancy. But if I do get you something fancy, don't just be like, you know, I don't like nothing fancy, I just want something basic. Like, learn how to appreciate that, but still at the same time, I'm giving you what you need. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely agree. That's why I was saying, like, I still be appreciative of it. I would still appreciate what you're showing me and what you're doing for me. The only time that there would be a problem is if you're doing that but still not doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get, because it just stems to one of the quotes that I hate is this: that's just the way that I am. And I can't stand that quote. I can't, because you're supposed to evolve in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? There's no relation. If the relationship is stagnant, why are you there? You got to evolve. You got to learn. So it doesn't matter if that's the way you are, or that's the way that you treated your spouse that you had before you met me, because I don't receive the same love that he receives. You get what I'm saying? So like, just make sure that yes, love in the way that you have. Everybody has a giving love language. Love in that way, but still pay attention to make sure that this person, because there's people that I can do everything for you and it still not be enough. And it just could be the simple way, because I said that last week, I could do everything for you and it still not be enough. And it can still be just the simple fact that I'm not loving you correctly.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm choosing not to love you correctly. That's right. You know what I'm
saying? Cortney and Keke, do y'all have anything to add to this topic before we wrap it up?
Yeah. Okay, so well, actually, what all you guys have said, like, was kind of dead on. I don't agree with happy wife, happy life type thing, because in people using that quote, I have seen guys go through some horrible things as far as using that particular quote. I've seen guys apologize for stuff they didn't even do just to try to keep the wife happy. And I feel like nobody should have to apologize for something they did not do. Like, stop saying that you apologize or something when you know you didn't do it, especially if you did not do it intentionally. Like, I don't like for a female to do it. I don't like for a male to do it. And then but I kind of feel like if they're gonna say happy wife, happy life, then what about happy husband, happy home? Because
okay, now come on now with the quote.
You're preaching,
right? Because the simple fact of if a husband's not happy, he could choose to stop paying a bill. He could choose to become slack. He can choose
to become. Whoa,
yeah, he could choose the same way.
Now you go too far.
Wait a minute. Now the same way y'all just said. But the same way y'all just said, that a female, you can tell when a female is unhappy because this starts shifting. That starts shifting.
And she'll cut back on sex.
Thank you. So my whole thing is, if a female can change some things because she's not happy, a male can do the same too.
Oh, definitely.
So he has everybody have their way of showing that they are unhappy instead of just coming out and saying, "Hey, I am unhappy." But I really do not agree with that quote and stuff, because see, you got I saw Marie had said something about the selfish love or something like that. I've seen a lot of that as well, where there is a man that's working, once again from the video I made, Ashley, man can be working 12, 13, 14, 15 hours a day. He can still go grocery shopping, still shopping, still come home, cook, still come home and do this, still pay all the bills, still make sure this straight, still make sure all that straight. Like, he'll do all of that, but then at the same time, like, what was she doing? So my whole thing is, my thing is, if he at least went to work, and if he at least went shopping, why she can't cook? Or like, why she can't make sure this is clean? Like, why she can't make sure he got breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Like, why like meet him halfway with that. Like, if he's already doing everything and he come home and help you with the kids and all that stuff too, then I mean, what are you doing?
Is that given though?
Huh?
Well, never mind. I guess never mind.
What you was about to say, Cortney?
No, I was saying, like, is that not like a given? Like, I don't know. In my mind, maybe. I've been told that not everyone thinks like me or whatever like that. So I guess that was a stupid thing to say. So just ignore me.
No, it's
like really, they should automatically be doing that. Like, if they,
in my mind, that's how it's supposed to go.
that's what a lot of our minds, right? You would think that. But like, you have a lot of people out here that's selfish. Like, you have a lot of people out here, like he said, like Daniel said, they want to take, but nobody don't want to give. That's let me bring Michelle in. That's just like the Lord. You want the Lord to give you blessings. You want the Lord to give you miracles. You want the Lord to do this, but you won't give him nothing.
Well,
I mean, how long you think that's supposed to last?
Right.
Look, this is kind of random too, but I don't know how I feel sometimes. Like, I understand, like what you just said. Like, if he's doing whatever he needs to do, then you need to be pulling your weight and doing what you need to be doing to contribute to the relationship or whatever the case may be. But I seen this post on Facebook like a couple times, and it would be like, I guess it was trying to basically say that, in a relationship, everything needs to be 50-50. Like, it just be like, if I what were some of the examples? If we go on a date, we go to the movies, I'm paying for it, but they buying the snacks. If I do this, I can do this, and then they got to do the other half. Like, I don't really like when people like say stuff like that, because it's just I
disagree with that to an extent.
Like, it don't have to be a ping pong thing, like bounce it off. I did one thing, now you do your one thing. I did two things, now you got to do two things. Yeah. Like, sometimes it's just like, this is kind of like just low level and just surface level. Like, if you go to if a guy takes you out on a date or whatever, he pays for the movie. That doesn't say, okay, well, he paid for the movie, so dang, I got to pay for the snacks in order for it to be equal contribution. Like, what's wrong with the man doggone paying for the dinner, the movie, the whole shebang, and vice versa? What's wrong if the woman is doing something like that? Doesn't say every act that you do doesn't what's the name of the what's the word? Reciprocity is not just okay, every time somebody does one thing for you, you have to do one thing back. Right. Like it just doesn't work that way all the time. Like I just hate when people do that. That was kind of random, but I just hate when that happens.
You said something, Whitney, because I unconscious, whatever the word is, unconsciously, whatever.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes, but not like, and I think I do be putting pressure on myself though, because when you did the little, this is what I do. When a guy pays for food, I always do this, even when because like I think I did it with Cortney, or I do it period. I just if a person is paying for food, I always leave the tip. I say, well, if you're paying, I'll leave the tip. If you're doing this, I'll do that. And
we did that a few times last time.
Yeah, I always do that. So, and then with guys, when it comes to like dating in the opposite sex, I think the reason why I do certain stuff is because I don't want to feel obligated. Like I don't want to feel like you're gonna get some ass, or you got to. So honestly, I think it's called Dutch, where the woman pays for herself. Dutch. So and then also at the same time, wasting time, because the over the phone energy is different than the in-person energy. So over the phone, like you may be excited about meeting up with that person, but then when you do have that lunch date or whatever, that dinner date, you be like, this ain't it. And this ain't it for me. So I'd be like, you know what, I'll pay for me, you can pay for you, or depending on how angry the situation, I just pay for the whole thing.
I think that just goes back to like my mom. She'll always say this. She'll be like, "Do not lend out money looking for it back, because if you're looking for it back, you shouldn't be lending."
Right? Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing. If you're doing something out of the kindness of your heart, you shouldn't be doing it looking for something back.
Exactly. And like what Marie said, she was like, they don't like to go above and beyond the call of duty, and I think that's why it's in my head like that, because it's just like not all the time. Because I feel like if you do like that tit for tat thing, it's just like you're only meeting them in the middle. Like you're never going above and beyond. Like you just you do one thing, I'm gonna do one thing. Like it's always equal. Like you're not even stepping above. Like, okay, well, I know you didn't do this, but I'm like you said, I want to do this out the kindness of my heart. Not that I'm looking for anything else, but I want to do something extra special, or I want to do an extra random act of kindness, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you are going above and beyond. And I think that's my kind of another random thing. That's my thing with also like the 50-50 thing. Like Danielle mentioned, there's never, it should be 50-50 all the time with everything. Like you should be giving 100% of yourself all the time. But besides that, it's just like sometimes the person ain't got 50 to give you. They only got 20% to give you. They only got 30%. Like you're gonna have to come up and pull the other weight. You know what I mean? So it's just like I just hate when people expect. I think, like I said, reciprocity is not just boom, you do one thing, I have to reciprocate and do the same thing at the same energy, at the same level. Like, no, sometimes you want to do more, and you want to do more.
A lot of times I don't like. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Court.
No, I was saying it's low-key irritating too, because there's this girl at my old job. She was the only one I liked there, right? And I would try to like we would go out to eat or something for lunch, and I'd be like, I'm gonna buy you lunch, right? And she's like, no, you really don't have to. And I'm like, no, I'll buy you lunch. She's like, no, I don't have any cash on me. I'm like, I didn't ask you if you had any cash. I said, we're going to lunch. Let's go to lunch. Yeah. So we would go to lunch, but she would make it a point to be like, well, let me take you out to lunch tomorrow. And I'm like, you just said you ain't had the cash to go to lunch today. So you gonna have the cash tomorrow to go. I was like, don't worry about that, because we're just going to lunch. Like, it's annoying.
Yeah. That's like what
a lot of people aren't used to having nice things done for them.
Not wanting to have like somebody hold something over your head. I think that's kind of what it is. Like they don't want you to do too much more for them, because they don't
want to owe anybody anything.
I get that. Yeah. If I'm making it a point to make sure that you know that I'm not looking for it back, let it go.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done for some people though.
Yeah, it is. Well, you guys, okay, this is a great episode. Went way longer than I anticipated. But to wrap up that fifth topic, we all agreed that the happy wife, happy life cliche or statement is not true. And women need to start, appreciating
men deserve their happiness.
Yeah, they deserve their happiness. Also, just like the customer isn't always right. That's not true.
Facts.
But this is a great episode. I think we do have some new people that was watching. We don't do this on Thursdays. The reason why we're doing this Thursday was because Valentine's Day is Sunday. I think I might come up here maybe Sunday. For those of you who are like me that don't got nobody,
Girl, buzz me in because I ain't gonna be doing that.
But we're coming with some more stuff. But typically, normally it's done on Sundays at 8:30. I don't know. We might have to just push it to 9. But typically 8:30 on Sundays. But this was great. This is wonderful. I'd like to thank everybody for the new people that was watching, that tuned in tonight, and also most definitely thank you to the loyal, I've noticed people, that been watching and tagging people. Y'all got y'all little crew. Like if you don't see your people in here, y'all start tagging them.
Right.
So thank you. But also remember, you can go listen to us. If you didn't catch the episode live, you can listen to it on Apple. What is that? iTunes, the iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Amazon Music. So there's already about 7 or 8 episodes up there. There's some couple successfully single episodes up there. This episode will be up there a couple days, whatever. But it will be on the YouTube channel within the next couple of days. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you go follow everybody. Don't stalk them, don't harass them, but follow them. And then if you got questions, there are topics that you would like for us to discuss, inbox them to us. And then they'll send them over to me, and then we'll kind of narrow it down. But this was great. I like it.
Ashley, you got to get off?
Not really. I just gotta. Don't do that. Not get off, but I gotta run and do something real quick.
Okay. I just asked because I had wanted to chat after this, but because my internet was a little choppy.
Give me like 2 minutes,
Okay.
But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. And we will see y'all probably Sunday. It'll be for the singles.
Hey, can I shout out my open mic on Sunday?
Oh, for sure. Go ahead. Promote
wait a minute, because you got an open mic Sunday. I might need to slide through.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish everybody was in town so we could support him.
Well,
What's going on?
All right. So the only reason I remembered is because the man that started More Than Words, he's watching right now. He was liking my my comments and stuff. So I want to shout out to Tyler Davis. My boy Tyler Davis.
Been on this thing and he ain't said nothing.
He ain't said nothing. I'm saying that's why I'm calling him out. That's why I'm calling him out. But yeah, shout out to my boy Tyler Davis. He is the man that started More Than Words. I'm just the host. So we have More Than Words the first 3 Sundays out of every month. At 10 o'clock at Absolute Hookah Lounge. This weekend obviously is Valentine's Day, so we're gonna have a Valentine's Day open mic. So if you're an artist, poet, we've even had a comedic come out one time. If you have any type of art that you want to express, come see us, man. It's on Everett Street. I'm gonna post a flyer anyway, so that the address is on there. But like I said, I'm the host of that. Y'all can come out. We're gonna have a good old time, man. Like honestly.
It's a real good time. I enjoy coming out those.
Oh yeah, it's fun. So we was turning up last week. It was real fun. So I know this week gonna be crazy too. So I just wanted to shout that out. Thank you for allowing me to do that, Ashley.
Oh, no problem. Anybody else got any advertisement that they want to drop to let people know? Well, all right.
No, I ain't got nothing.
Whitney, you don't have no more workout with Whitney's? You got any of those coming up?
No, and I'll probably do one before February ends, but I don't know a date yet. So yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's what I need to be doing, working out.
All right. All right. You guys have a good night. About to end this, and then we go on to the next one.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Okay. Stop the live stream and stop the recording.